But I see, yeah, I have a whole bunch of things to grade this week, so I'll be on that early. But let's see. Gosh, I've been it's such a busy weekend. Yesterday we went to a pumpkin patch with our little grandson and his parents, so that was kind of fun. I don't know if I have any. I have like one picture of my daughter. My son-in-law took his big fancy camera and he took a bunch of pictures, so I'm waiting to see some pictures from that. But oh, let's see. Ooh. Oh, there's like one picture of my daughter and grandson in front of a big pile of pumpkins. But this was up in Pea Ridge. It's really cool. They had all kinds of stuff going on. They had like a train ride with it, like a very slow going little train. They had a faster ride where they used like a four wheeler to pull a bunch of little these cars behind them. They had a big hay ride. They had pumpkins all over the place. They had a great big bouncy house thing, but it wasn't in a house. It was just a big bouncy thing out in the middle of a field. It was somehow it was attached down and had air under it. So I mean, it was the size of a house. It was huge, and they had zip lines, and they had like a little basketball thing, like you see at the carnival. Basketball, throw footballs through a hole, throw baseballs through holes, and just all kinds of activities. It was really pretty good. So it was like $14 to get in, and then you could just do everything once you're in there. So pretty cool. But and then I'm working on fixing things around the house because our washing machine broke, our dishwasher's broke, our home theater system sound system broke. So I fixed the washing machine on Saturday. I've taken apart the dishwasher, and then we went to the pumpkin patch, and I ran out of time. So right now the dishwasher's lying in the middle of the kitchen floor on its side, and I have a new pump waiting to go in. I gotta finish that when I get home today. Home ownership, right? The fun of home ownership. Things break, you got to take care of them, and it's a lot cheaper to fix it than to pay somebody or to buy a new one. Because the dishwasher was like $1,200 like 3 or 4 years ago. It's not that old. I bought $100 part. The repair guy wanted $600. So for $100, I can fix it myself. It's just taking things apart and putting them back together. If you can do that, you know, figure out what how things work. Procedural programming, software development, whatever we want to call it here. Software development 2025. Let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, we just had the input and selection structures program, and that was pretty interesting. I kind of like the way they lay this out, and they give you a scenario, and you got a problem to solve, and it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this. So I want to see what we learned about Python libraries that we started to learn last week before I realized we was on the wrong lesson. But let's go take a look at that, and we can get farther into it this week. Python libraries lesson. All right, we started looking at this, but we'll review what we looked at last week just to get us in the right frame of mind for this. But a programming library and a real life library got similarities, right? They both have collections. So a programming library is a collection of modules, which are a single Python file with definitions and statements in it. Where a real life library is a collection of books. So there we go. This obviously are both pictures of a real library. Visiting your neighborhood library opens up a whole world of information. You check out a book that's written by someone else. And similarly, modules in a programming library can open up a whole new world of code to use in your program. So the Python standard library. So when you install Python, it comes with the Python standard library already included. Libraries are great at simplifying code. So there's a module that can help you debug your code. Man, I might have to learn about that one. Another that handles command line options, one that checks what version of Python you're running. The Python standard library offers hundreds of modules, including date time, which allows you to manipulate dates and times, email, HTML, math, random, which generates the pseudo random numbers, turtle, and zip import helps you import zip format Python modules. So I guess some modules are so big they save them in the zip format. But yeah, there's lots of different modules that we've just starting to. Some of these we got into in program one. Some of these others we're just touching a little bit of. Now the import statement. So programmers use the import statement to import the library modules and use them when writing code. Like we did this one last year, from math import. We did the math module, which Programming One is doing this week. By the way, they're doing the math module program. So when the interpreter encounters an import statement, it will import the module if it is present in the search path. So it's a sequence of directories that the interpreter searches for when importing a module. So there are a few ways. So the from math import asterisk, or you could do a bunch of them from math import and from random import. So you can just add as many lines as you need to import all the modules you plan on using. And the random imports, that can be fun, just to add a little variation in your programming. Did you know there are thousands of existing Python libraries that are not part of the Python standard library? And more are being created every day by programmers out there. Below are a few of the more popular libraries, ranging from useful to scientific to downright fun. So the Python imaging library provides imaging processing and graphics capability. That'd be good to learn more about because the turtle graphics are very, very basic. It'd be nice to use actual images and really cool stuff. Pygame, I'm going to try to research Pygame a little on my own, I think. Created for making multimedia apps and 2D game development. That'd be kind of cool to build your own games in Python. PyQt, it's a graphical user interface toolkit. And then SciPy, developed specifically for computing and analyzing scientific data. So some really nice libraries you can import, but you'd have to, Google up, see what all's in the library, how those commands work. But it might be worth some time to play with. All right, here it talks about the Pygame, which I'd really like to know more about. So the Python standard library does a lot, but it doesn't do everything. So for increased functionality, you have two options. You can import a third-party library, which means it wasn't written by the original Python programmers. It's written by individual programmers like us who have written these libraries, and you can install them in your own Python. A third-party libraries with Python's built-in installer, or write the code yourself. One commonly used third-party library is Pygame. So somebody made this for Python, and it's getting very popular apparently. These days, games are everywhere. Consoles, computers, your mobile device has lots of different games on it. They're built for lots of different reasons. Fun, training, to market certain products or brands. I mean, a lot of these games have a lot of ads in there, and they're meant to advertise other things. If you've ever wanted to build a game, the Pygame library is incredibly useful. It includes several modules with functions to draw graphics, play sounds, and handling mouse input. So, wow, so you can write a game for the computer where you can use the mouse. So far, most of your programs have been text-based. That means when the program runs, it does it through a command line interface where you build a game where you type things and things happen for what you type. But when you build a game with Pygame, it provides functions for creating programs with a graphical user interface. So you can actually use a mouse. Programs with a graphics-based GUI can use images and colors in a new window, bringing your game to life. Then it talks about turtle graphics. Say, wouldn't it be nice if everything in Python was named after a zoo animal? Well, okay, yeah. The turtle graphics module gets its name from an imaginary turtle that you can move using various commands. And as it moves around, it creates a line that you can draw with. So let's give it a try. Shapes with turtles. Import turtle. We're going to name him Tommy. Tommy.turtle. We're going to pick up his blue marker. Move forward 100 pixels. Turn left 90 degrees. 100 pixels, 90 degrees. All the way down to the main. So he makes this nice square on the screen. We saw that in Programming One. We kind of understand how Tommy works. We can change the colors. We can change the length of the lines, all kinds of good stuff. Let's see what they want to look at in page 2. Try to predict the output. Import turtle, define main. Jess is our turtle. He's going forward 80 pixels and turning left 120 degrees. So 3 of those turns are getting back where he started, right? So he's making an equilateral triangle that's in black because we didn't tell it to do a color. So let's do a color. Jess equals Jess dot color, right? That's how color works. Crimson. Notice I like that a lot there. And we can make it bigger by going, 100, 150, or not 1500, 150. Make a bigger triangle. So yeah, we could do any of that. We played with it some last year. More fun with turtle graphics. Import turtle. My turtle.turtle and circle 50. Oh yeah, you can just tell it the radius and it'll just draw a circle. So that's a very easy built-in command with the turtle graphics. Just say, give me a circle, and it'll automatically draw one. We just tell it how big. Make it 180. Bigger circle. All right, nice. Then we have for I in range, 5. So this is a loop. So it's going to go through this loop 5 times, 0 to 4. It'll stop at 5. And it's going to go forward 50 and then turn right 144 degrees. We'll see what that's going to look like. Oh, it's a little star. A little star. It says the right, yes, the right 144 is the degree of the right angle in the star. What happens when you change the value? Okay, it says change it to 122. 22. Run the program. Well, then our star falls apart. Yeah. Now, if we add a whole bunch to the loop, though, you could get a really kind of cool looking thing there. Although we'd want him to move faster because the speed he's going at was 50 loops. But it kind of is a slowly turning triangle when you do that. So you get some interesting things when you make your loops bigger. But let that kind of continue on. It kind of end up with it being a circle by the time we get if I had enough loops. I don't think I have enough loops. It'll stop here in a moment because it's going to hit its 50, I think, before it complete. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to make a filled in kind of circle. It's common for code to run differently using different idles, right? That's why I should always use this idle for our program just to make sure that the commands that we're learning work because they are designed for our idle version. Turtle graphics is no different. If you want to experiment with the turtle graphics further, try these turtle graphics idle. Well, if we click on that, that's apparently a different idle. Interesting. Let's copy this last program here and put it in the turtle graphics idle. That's not the turtle graphics idle. This is the turtle graphics idle. What's a lot bigger screen? I'll give it that. Oh yeah, but got it doing that 50 loops again. That's interesting. So I don't know this is any different than our idle. It's just a lot wider. I think we could take our idle and make it that wide as well. If we ran it in there, let's change this loop to like 10. Oh, heck, it's not running. Run program. Well, that's interesting. I guess ours is not set up for turtle graphics. It's the exact same program, but when I run it, it's not doing anything. So they have a different idle setup for the turtle graphics in this course. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, got to take note of that. Sometimes third-party libraries and modules become part of the standard library. Turtle graphics is one example. It was not originally part of the Python standard library, but it became so used and that they added it to the main module there. So, all right, that is the end of our lesson. So let's see what our quiz looks like for this. What are text-based programs? You're writing code for a game in which the computer will randomly select a unique number for every player. Which module would you use? Which of the following statements is true regarding Python libraries? You're creating a game that runs through a console, allowing you to test the game before creating a user-friendly interface. Which of the following interfaces would you use? Oh, all right. And when writing Python code, which of the following should be used to add the math module library? Which one of those commands would do that? So, all right, pretty simple stuff this week. Just a 5-question quiz. I don't know when our next program is. Let me look and see real quick because it might be. Usually it's about every other week. Yep, next week we'll be doing a Module 2 project to wrap up Module 2. So that's what we got this week. Pretty short. 5-question quiz. Any questions on that? But I may investigate some of these other libraries out there out on the internet. Check out this pie game thing. That might be kind of cool. See if I can actually use pictures and better graphics than just a turtle with a squeegee. So, all right, guys, I'll let you go. You can probably get your quiz done in a pretty quick amount of time and have time for a good breakfast before first hour. So,